Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out another episode of Little Bits of Lace 2024. And today I'm here just to show you one of my favorite techniques of using leftover laces and trims in a journal, especially if you're doing like envelope journals or journals with pockets. And today I'm going to be decorating a few journal cards, and I'm making some like gathered lace edging on the journal cards. And the type of lace that I like to use or trims for this are ones that have already been gathered that kind of look like this. I have some different samples that I just pulled out of my scrap bin. They all are kind of gathered in different ways. I love the little tulle ones. These ones look really pretty. Here's another little tulle style trim that look really pretty. Here's a little bit more delicate of a pink one. And I might use that one, so I'm going to set that one aside. And so here's the journal. I haven't sewed in the signatures or anything yet. I have gotten quite a few questions if I will be showing that on my channel, and I will. Sometimes I just like to play in my journal and my pages before I sew in the signature. And again, I do have a tutorial on how I put my envelope flip part together. I do also have a playlist for all my episodes for this journal. And on the inside cover of this journal, so again, here's the cover, and I'll be making something to put inside of the little sleeve. I do have this envelope that I did in one of the episodes, and of course it's going to need some sort of journal tag on the inside, but I'm going to make the one that goes in the tuck. I'm going to make this into a tuck. So my plan is to glue this down onto the inside cover and make it into a tuck. And what I wanted to show you guys, or what the thing that I really like to do, is using this type of gathered lace as edging. And so if this is in the tuck, then you have this edging sticking out right here. And it looks really cute, and plus it makes you kind of want to pull out and interact with the journal to pull it out and kind of see what's under there. So that's what I'm meaning by, you know, journal cards with some lace gathered edging. And so I had this one that I was going to decorate with you guys, and I just kind of really quick pulled some stuff out. So I had that one I wanted to decorate with you guys, and then on the actual envelope flip part of this one, I thought we could add a journal card inside of this one also with the same technique. So I have this little journal card I am going to stitch around it, and I thought it'd be fun to put it in. And this one has the kind of side opening on the envelope here. Like I said, this is one of my favorite techniques, and so then we're going to go ahead and sew this on right here, so then it hangs out the side. And then I was also thinking, so that I would sew on the front side of it, and this one I'm going to sew on the back side of the journal card, so it's almost like a double layered, and then you'll kind of see both layers on the front. So I have that one to decorate with you guys. And then the other one that I have is we're going to make one for inside of this one, and the lace edging is going to stick out the top, because this one is a top opening one, so with a little window envelope here. So I have that one also to do, and I have the pieces sitting here. So I'm just going to set this aside, and of course, you know, after I'm done sewing everything, I'll come back and show you guys. But so here was the long one for the inside, and I've already stamped at the top and also right here, and you can see I've already sewn around the edges of this one. And the rubber stamps, if you guys are interested, Lorna Taylor of Tailor Made Journals, she does offer up rubber stamps every once in a while that she makes, and so these are both ones from her. I will link Lorna's Etsy shop in the description, just so you guys can find her, and you can always just message her to get on her little list of when she creates rubber stamps. She does post them, I think, on her personal page also, but if you want to know when she has new stamps available, you can just message her through Etsy, and then I'm sure she'll let you know when she has new vintage style stamps available. So this one I do want to sew on the outside, so I will do that off camera, but you could also glue it on the edge if you like. I just like to sew when I can on things, so I'm going to sew that one on. And I have this pretty little image, digital image. This is a My Porch Prints image. Again, I've gotten some questions about the paper I'm using, and I'll try and point out the digitals I'm using. I'm not using just one specific company in my journal, but this one's My Porch Prints, and a long time ago she had like a set or a kit full of rose stuff, and so that's where this one came from. And the background paper, I've gotten questions about that also, and it's Distressed Floral, and it's a Hobby Lobby paper pad, is what that one is called. But I was thinking I could just add this to the bottom, since this is just going to be a tag or a journal card behind the tuck spot. I'm not going to really do too much more with this one, other than I wanted, since this is a Little Bits of Lace journal and using up scrap lace. I was thinking, you know, I had this one that I put the eyelash trim on. I was thinking I kind of needed something underneath it, whether I'd pulled out this little scrap remnant of some lace that I had left over, or I gotten from somebody in a little snippet bag, or I was thinking I could cut this one down to it's just a leftover piece. I was just thinking maybe just a little bit right there, and then I would maybe add, I had again just some remnants when I was digging through my pile. I was thinking I could maybe add something on this one. So I'm thinking if I'm careful, I could glue this down now and then do the sewing off camera. I think I'm going to go with this one. This one, just the pink just doesn't quite seem to match. And then I might add some of this too, just as a little decorative thing. I have so much of this stuff. My mom gifted this to me, and I don't know how else to use it. It's just little bits of gold twine. Some like kind of like embroidery thread maybe. So for this one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the flower part for something else. So I'm going to cut that off. So even though I'm using leftover little bits of lace, I'm still creating more leftover bits of lace for other things. 'Cause I just like how this looks at the bottom. And let's cut this off, because this little piece right here would be perfect for a snippet roll, or even one of those scrappy edges that we talked about. So I think that'll look really cute there. So let me grab my glue. I think I can still sew that down so I don't... I think I'm good there. Well, I guess I need to add a little bit of glue on the back side. I was hoping that it would kind of go through the holes on the lace, but it didn't, so we'll go ahead and glue it down better. So this is going in that little tuck spot. So let me grab some of this gold twine, and with this stuff I just kind of like to wrap it around my fingers. I think it's maybe embroidery thread or something, I'm not sure. I just like to wrap it around my fingers a few times and just cut off a bit. This just adds like a little decorative element, and I just kind of twist it or something like that. And I'm thinking I might have too much, but I'm thinking if I glue that down maybe in the corner right here, and then I was thinking either I could like layer some of this, trim this. I cut off some other type of lace. It's just an edging off of another lace. I could add this somehow to the bottom, or I had this little piece left over from a lace, and I might use that one because I think that one might kind of look good under there, except for I think I have a little bit too much of this, so I'm going to cut this in half. Try that again. I guess it just was a little bit too much for this. It'll just add a little bit of extra decorative element, like I said. And maybe I'm gonna go a little bit more messy with it, so I'm just kind of crinkling it. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that. I'm just gonna have a little bit of glue. It's already kind of dried here. I'm going to think I'm going to call this one good. And again, I'm just going to use my sewing machine and I'm going to sew that one down. But let's work on the other, decorating the other ones for a little bit, and then we'll do the sewing at the end. So I have this little journal card that I'm going to decorate. And again, this one I'm going to sew this on the one edge and then this on the back side. So then you should see a double layer of lace on this one. So I'll do that again off camera, but that'll look really pretty, I think. So that's what I'll do there, but what I want to do is just add a word or something to this one. And I'm thinking I might want to add something. I didn't put anything on the back of this one. I have this set of kind of random rubber stamps here. So this is a rose on the front of it. Yeah, maybe I'll just stamp this number 5 on the back side of it. And I'm just using, today I'm using the VersaFine Onyx Black ink, if anybody is wondering. I really like this ink. So if I'm going to put my lace on this edge right here, I'll maybe stamp this a little bit more towards the left. So that works. And I forgot to ink the edges, so I'm going to do that real quick on the back of this one. So again, off camera, I'm going to take care of all this edging. And I'm going to add, I think, like I said, I want to maybe add another piece of wording on the front of this one. Again, I have a scrap piece of lace cut off from something. And so I was thinking I had these little punch out words. They were something like a kit that I picked up at Tuesday Morning way back when, and you can see I've used a lot of the words on here. And I'm just trying to see, like, I was thinking I could use the word hope or maybe even the word love. Let's use, or believe. You know, maybe I'll use the word, I have the believe or always. Maybe I'll use this word always because it kind of matches that color in that little postage stamp down there. So if this is going to get sewed there, and I really don't need a very big piece of this lace. I do kind of want it to look like it's lace though, so I'm going to just trim this off right here. And I'll ink the edges of this one. And so I will go ahead and I want to stitch around the edge of this. So I'm going to glue this down off camera, but I'll show it to you once it looks like it, once I glue it down. So I might glue it up there, I think, or maybe down in this corner, but I'll see. So I'll do that one off camera and come back and show you guys. And then, so again, in my envelope flip part, we are going to, the last journal card, I want that, it's a top loading one, and it's going to go under the envelope here. And so I have this journal card that I did already cut, and it does fit in there. I've tried it. And I was thinking it would be fun. I'm going to rip her out a little bit, and I'm going to glue her up towards the top. But I was thinking she'd be fun to be able to see inside of here, glued onto the tag. I think that would look really pretty. So what I'm going to do is, I have a little pencil here, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball what I want showing in here. So I'm just going to make a little pencil mark right up here in the corners, just so I make sure that I don't cut her off. And then I'm going to measure the window down, And so this is like almost 4.5 down. So if I have there, I'm just going to make a little mark down here at 4.5, just so I have a rough idea, and I'll just erase my pencil marks for what's going to fit in the window. And it can be bigger than the window. I just don't want all of this white sitting on my journal card, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to start ripping. And I think that'll still fit onto my journal card if I stick it in. Yep. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to erase my pencil marks. Of course, I had one that smudged a little bit up there, but I'll just re-ink my edges, and so that'll kind of hide that. I'm not too worried about it. So let's go ahead and ink the edges on this. I'll just ink the smudgy area where the pencil smudged a little bit. I'll just ink that one a little heavier. So I do want to be a little bit strategic about where I'm going to glue this down, but temporarily I have a piece of double stick tape, and I'm just going to put it on the back of this because I want to do some more collaging around her. But I'm going to stick this journal card in where I want it, and I'm going to put her where I think she's going to look nice. I like it right there. So we're going to carefully put, oops, maybe my tape wasn't that sticky. So that kind of tells me where she needs to go on here. So again, I'm just going to set this aside. And my plan for this one, since it's top loading, again, we're working on lacy edging. And so I'm going to put this on the top. I'm going to sew this one on the top over that. So I'm just going to glue this down. And I could, I suppose if I wanted to, I could sew around her, but I'm not going to do that. So again, what I'm going to do is maybe just take my pencil and I'm going to lightly just make a few marks on here on the corners. So then I have an idea where to glue it back down, because again, right now it's just being held by that little bit of double stick tape, and I'm just going to leave that double stick tape on there, and I'm just going to add some glue to it. And I can see where my little pencil marks are, so I'm going to put this back exactly where I want it. And again, I'm just going to carefully erase if any of those pencil marks are showing. I'm just going to erase those. So that's cute. And on the back side, I did stamp. This is one of Lorna Taylor's stamps. It's from the Creative Expressions La Mode stamp set. And it's this one right here. And then this number one that's right here. That one came from this random one. I don't know what company this one's from. I picked it up at the thrift store for $2.99. So I just have that stamped on the back, just for some interest on the back. And again, this I'm going to sew across the top. And I have a couple of random things sitting here. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them or not. I'm just going to do a little bit of layering or something on here. And I maybe should have waited before I glued her down, because I kind of wanted some, like a paper doily or something behind her. But maybe we can just put it down here. So I wonder what that would look like. And I have this little, I'm sure this came from some sort of paper pad. It was gifted to me in Happy Mail. And so I was thinking that might look kind of nice down here somehow. And then I had some random pieces of cut-offs that I was thinking I could somehow add, possibly. Or I even have this little bit of lace too. You know, maybe that would look pretty around this edge. Because this I would I'm thinking I'm going to stick this under here. So get that down, I guess, before the glue dries too much up there. Yeah, I think I like that right there, because this is going to be up here. I have this little piece right here. I don't know if that's showing up too well on the camera. Right there. That's kind of a nice little basic layout. I had, you know, I could have added a heart or something in here that I had cut out earlier from some things, but I think that's just going to be too much. I also have this piece of lace that I could, if I wanted to, add under there. And I do kind of like that, so I'm going to hold it up so hopefully you can kind of see I layered that piece of lace under there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this rest of this down off camera so you guys don't have to watch me glue everything. And then I'm going to take everything to the sewing machine and add the lace edging to it, and then I will come back and we can put everything into my journal. I just finished doing all of the edging, the lace edging, the gathered lace edging. And I just wanted to show you that on this long skinny one. That's what it turned out to look like. Here's that cute little one. And I ended up just gluing the word right in the middle. And you can see I had the 2 layers of lace, one on this side and then one on the back side that I sewed on. But on the front side it looks like there's 2 layers. And then here was that one for the window envelope. And there's the top. I guess that was more of a trim than a lace, but there's that top part of that one. And you can see the other little bits of lace that I decorated. There's a layer underneath here also, and then just a little bit I added on the side of that wedding lace. So I'm going to go ahead and stick them in the journal. And then the other thing I did off camera is I did go ahead and I had a little bit of that gathered lace sitting on my desk, and so I did glue a little bit around this envelope, and then I also glued the envelope down into a tuck spot. So this long one right here is going to go into this spot, and then you can see the fun lace that sticks out from the side, and it makes you hopefully want to say, oh, what's under there, and so you grab it out. So I have that one, and of course I still have, you know, a journal card to put in there at some point. And then on the envelope flip part, take off my little sticky notes here as we go. So this first one right here flips open. And again, I wanted some sort of journaling card inside of this envelope. And this one's going to go in right here. And again, hopefully when you see this, when you go through the journal, you're like, oh, I wonder what that is, and you pull it out and it has, you know, the journal card. Plus on the back side you can kind of see also with there being a little whole tab there. So I'm going to leave that one in there, and I'm thinking this one's still drying, so I'm actually going to take it out because I'm not sure if this is 100% dry, and I don't want it to stick to my page. And so then here was that last one with the envelope, with the window envelope. And so this one hopefully fits in there. I think it's fairly flat. And again, that's the front side of this one and the back of it. And so again, you have the fun little ruffly edging sitting right up here on the top. So for that one, and you can see a little bit in the corner here of the little sentiment that I put on there, but that's okay because I can probably do something to hide that. I'm not going to do it now, but down the road, what I probably do, and maybe I will do that. That looks kind of cute, doesn't it? Just, I have a little bit of that wedding lace remnant, and I'll just hide it like that, I think, and then maybe put a little bit of the eyelash trim behind that. So I might as well do that now while I'm thinking of it. And if you guys have watched my channel enough, you know I'm always adding little bits and pieces to everything as I go. So that's kind of something common for me to do. But I love how that turned out. Look at that. Isn't that cute? You know, and then you can pull her out and she's still a functional journal card because you have all this to journal on the back side. And again, I'm going to leave this one out just to dry a little bit. So I'll have to leave this page open also to dry. But I did want to thank everybody so much for watching today. And hopefully I will see you back again for another episode of the hashtag Little Bits of Lace 2024. I do, if you open up my description box, I do have links for some of my past videos in the series. I also have the ongoing list of everything I've been working on for ideas for Little Bits of Lace. So make sure you check that out. And of course, I also have the link for Cori Dahmen's channel, who is the one who started the Little Bits of Lace hashtag. So I also have her video, her initial video up if you are interested in checking that out, if this is your first time checking out my Little Bits of Lace episodes. So until next time, everyone, have a wonderful day and happy crafting.